What can I do to just energize them? Oh, I know, let's just send them on a training day.
Yeah.
It's not as simple as that.
How can a leader understand if their team is engaged, or anybody really? What does a highly engaged team look like?
Oh, what a question. Hang on, are we here for 3 hours?
As succinctly as you can.
Engagement and employee engagement is discretionary effort. Mm-hmm. I do not have to apply effort to what I do every day. If you are my leader, Louise, and you align and you help me connect my motivations in life, my goals, all of those things, and we can connect them with the business strategy and mission, guess what? I'm going to give you as much discretionary effort as I decide to give. Yep. So for highly engaged people, they're the ones that will respond in your WhatsApp groups. They're the ones that are chatting on your Slack channels. They are the ones that when you ask for suggestions, they're giving you suggestions, but guess what? They've decided to share maybe a presentation of suggestions that they've created off their own back. They've gone ahead and they've started making decisions for the good of the business, because they know that it benefits them and it benefits their team. Now, the challenge is that everybody wants more of those people. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, they call it like, oh, why is the energy flat? Or why is the motivation flat? What can I do to just energize them? Oh, I know, let's just send them on a training day.
Yeah.
It's not as simple as that. It's every single thing that we do within the business will drive engagement, or push it the other way. Actually, it will drive it up or drive it down.
Yeah.
There's a phrase that says, be mindful of when your most passionate people become quiet. That is when you're starting to lose an early adopter. And that's when you want to start paying attention to and ensuring that you're connecting them and you're keeping them with what is going on, because they could potentially then leave.
What you've talked about there with all these different kinds of people, it sort of brings you on to my next question, actually, which was around, leaders and how they can lead successfully so many different kinds of people, because obviously you want people united behind this sort of common goal, this common purpose, but you've also got all these different personalities, all these different sort of motivators as well, and people are going to be motivated differently. You might even have competing agendas within a team. You might have two people gunning for the same promotion, for instance, or something. So how do you sort of reconcile these competing individual elements with the need for this sort of coherent, united teamwork?
So firstly, everybody's favorite radio station is WIIFM. What's in it for me, right? What's in it for me? So I'm glad they all have their own agendas. Bloody heck, they should. We need to find out what they want. And some people want to buy a Ferrari, and some people want to buy a house. Some people want to get married. Some people want to put their kids into private school. People want different things for different reasons and different values. But if we find out what their motivational driver is, then we can communicate with them in a way that aligns the business goals to them. So sometimes when they might be restricting a change, what's happening is they're not seeing the dots to connect it to where they want to go. Now, you talked about personality types. So I'm going to throw this out there. This is what I believe, okay? Yeah. Is that a lot of people will talk about disc profiling. They'll talk about Myers-Briggs. Mm-hmm. They'll talk about insights discovery, which are highly interactive, by the way. I also know a lovely woman that runs these, and they're really interactive, and they're fantastic for insights about self-awareness.
Yeah.
Now, it's important to understand, though, that they are guides, and actually, when someone has achieved self-actualization, they can adopt any of those personality types. It's just what they prefer to communicate in. So for a leader, Myers-Briggs says there's 16 different personality types. For a leader, a business leader, the aim is to understand them all, understand where you prefer to sit, then force yourself to do all of the other ones.
Right.
Because it's as a leader, it is your responsibility to change your communication style to get the best out of your team. It is not my team's priority to get on board with my mission and the way that I want to communicate. Whilst that's helpful for them to understand what I prefer to communicate in, that's not going to get you a high performing team or a highly engaged team. Because again, coming back to it, people have different wants and needs. And if we communicate in the same way all the time, we're not going to get the cohesive, connection from different people.